Hello, Redlow friends. Welcome back to another episode of Hello, Redlow. I'm your host, Terry Mullen, and I'm so happy you're here. This is actually my 14th episode, and I was trying to get this uploaded for February 14th on Valentine's Day. So I wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day. I hope you've had a wonderful day full of love. I'm thinking of you. And the topic today is actually love. As I dove into it, I realized, wow, this is a big endeavor for me for so many reasons. Because of the season of life I'm in, just the paths I've walked, love is a big topic for many of us. So I may divide this into more than one episode. But what is love? It really is such a big word, isn't it? It triggers so much emotion and thoughts and feelings when we think about it or talk about it. It is one of the most important human emotions that we have, and yet often the least understood. It's complicated. It involves so many different emotions and actions. There have been so many songs written about love and books written about it. Dictionary.com has 28 definitions of love, and the Bible, it mentions love 541 times. So yeah, it's big. I think about the scripture that we all know that is said at many weddings. Love is patient, love is kind. It isn't jealous, it doesn't brag. It isn't arrogant, it isn't rude. It isn't self-seeking. It isn't easily angered. It doesn't keep record of wrongs. The Bible also says that everything we do should be done in love. And above all, love each other deeply. Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? Sometimes it feels like a tall order. We're human and we have our own limitations and frailties and shortcomings. And sometimes, if you're like me, we're just a hot mess. So how do we strive to be loving and to show love? Maybe you're like me as I was reading this thinking, wow, I'm not always patient. I'm certainly not always kind. Yes, I get jealous. I don't really brag. That's not really something within me, but I know I've done it probably time to time. And I've definitely had moments of being rude and easily angered, especially when I'm tired or feeling hurt. And I've definitely kept record of wrongs. So how do we be love, strive for love, show love? I think first of all, we have to give ourselves grace. We're all a work in progress. And at different seasons of life, I think we express love maybe even differently. One of my favorite authors, the late Bell Hooks, says, "We speak of love as a noun. We would all love better if we used it as a verb." And in her book, All About Love, she says, when we are loving, we openly and honestly express care, affection, responsibility, respect, commitment, and trust. I love those words. They're very encompassing and they help me. I also recommend her book, especially for anyone that has experienced trauma in your life. It is a little bit heavy, but it's very healing, and she sheds light on living a life full of love. And I had a coach recommend this to me when I was going through some very difficult times. And the topics in her book, or the chapters, are really fascinating. Grace, touched by love. Clarity, give love words. Justice, childhood love lessons. Honesty, be true to love. Commitment, let love be love in me. Spirituality, divine love. Values, living by a love ethic. Greed, simply love. Community, loving communion. That was actually one of my favorites. Mutuality, the heart of love. Romance, sweet love. Loss, loving into life and death. Healing, redemptive love. And last, destiny, when angels speak of love. Yes, it's an amazing book about love, the different types of love and the different seasons of love. But then I took it a step further and thought about the Greek words about love, because there are many types of love. Philia is affectionate love, and the root or the catalyst is our mind. Philia love is not romantic. It occurs between friends or close extended family members. For me, that's like cousins and aunts and uncles. It is referred to as the brotherly love. It's that type of love that you have with people that you connect with. You share similar values, ideals, you have things in common. It is open, trusting, and a very deep friendship. It's sharing deeper conversations and supporting each other through hard times. Then there's enduring love. The root of that is the subconscious. It is commitment and dedication to one another. Instead of that falling in love feeling, it is standing together in love. It's enduring love over time. It's long-term. It reciprocates. It's give and take. Then there's familial love. The root of that is memories, connection. That's the family love. It is that love between a parent and child. It is a deep emotional connection. And in healthy families, that love is safe, unconditional. You feel accepted and you know that you belong. And that's that strong bond between a mother and her child. Then there's eros. That's that romantic love. The root or the catalyst is the body. It is passionate love, physical attraction, physical intimacy, pleasure. Then there's playful love. The root is emotion. It's that young love, that puppy love, the beginning stages of love, that flirting, the butterflies in your stomach when you see that person. It's the silliness, the playfulness. It's whimsical and really fun. Then there's self-love. The root of that is our soul. It's healthy. It is taking care of yourself, setting boundaries, doing things to nurture your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. We all need to do that. Some of us do that better than others. For me, I've had to work very hard on that in my life. And it's being out in nature, maybe going and getting a pedicure, just having that quiet space, quiet time alone. It refills my soul. And we all need to do that. Then the highest level of love, the final love, is agape. It is that selfless love, and the root of that is our spirit. Yes, as I've mentioned, the highest level of love. It is unconditional. It is empathetic, mature. It gives without expecting anything in return. And I think we can have a few of these different loves in different relationships, and we probably ebb and flow in some of these. But I just found this all so fascinating, and I think it gives us a deeper understanding to who we are and how we love. So that caused me to take it a step further. I had read a book many years ago about love language, and many of you probably know this book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Such a great book, and if you haven't read it, I encourage you to do so. But he describes the 5 languages of love that make us feel the most loved. They are the words of encouragement or affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and gift giving. Often, the things that make us feel the most loved are the actions that we give to others. For me, I am definitely a words of encouragement, affirmation kind of girl. I also love quality time. But that's probably why I'm doing what I'm doing. I love to encourage others, affirm others, help others feel better about themselves. And I also feel best when I'm encouraged by others. So I think this is also such a powerful tool and insight that gives us better understanding to ourselves, how we receive love, what makes us feel best about ourselves, and then also how we express that love to others. We see it in different relationships, whether that's in relationship with our friends or significant other, a spouse, our children. It gives us a better understanding to how we connect to those people in those relationships and make them feel loved. Okay, so how do we put this all together? How do we practice love? The great Maya Angelou says, "If I am not good to myself, how can I expect anyone else to be good to me? And I really like that quote because it makes me think about self-love. We have to love ourselves first before we can pour out to others and give back. We put that love into action when we are vulnerable, open, and honest with those we trust. It's hard sometimes, isn't it? Especially those of us that have had trauma in our life. But we have to do the deep work so that we are a better mom, wife, friend, sister, etc. And love really is an action, isn't it? It's showing up, it's helping others, it's listening, it's expressing that unconditional love. It's really what Gary Chapman says with those 5 languages of love. It's lifting others up with words of encouragement. It's spending quality time with someone, just being present, maybe holding space or listening to what they have to say. It's acts of service, doing something for others, expecting nothing in return. It's that physical touch. I have a good friend that had a pretty bad car accident several years ago and got a traumatic brain injury. And when I see her, I love to rub her feet. I know that makes her feel loved. But she also tells me that it actually helps her brain. It takes the pressure out and allows us to have conversation so she can focus and just relax. So love really is serving others. It's giving of ourselves and being present and showing up. It is definitely, as Bell Hooks says, it's action. I also found this really great quote by one of my other very favorite people, Cleo Wade. She made a post today, Valentine's Day. Some good news, she says. There's no one way to love. Love yourself, love your pet, love your family, the one you were born with and or the one you choose. Love your lover, love your planet, love your neighbor, love your friend, book, bad movie, and chocolate cake. That's my favorite. Love your friends. Love the sound of your own laugh and the warm tears that touch your cheeks from time to time. Love it all. Isn't that just like a warm blanket around your heart? I just thought those words were so powerful. Love just jumps off the page, and I hope you hear that in those words. But that's love. There's no one way to love. Love is big, it's full, it's vibrant, it's an action, it's enduring, it's romantic, familial, playful, yes, agape and affectionate and friendship. It's all of that and more. And as we age, our love changes, and that's okay, that's a good thing. And I think about many of us today on Valentine's Day. It's been a long few years. Some of us might be alone today. But I want you to know that you are never alone. You are always welcome here at Hello Redlow. And you are seen, you are heard, you are loved very much, and you belong. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here. I would be remiss if I did not share an excerpt from Bell Hooks' book about love and the way it heals. For any of us that have had a broken heart for one reason or another, or different seasons of our life, whether that was in our childhood, a relationship, marriage, friendship, other familial love, etc., it really is very powerful. She says, love heals. When we are wounded in the place where we would know love, it is difficult to imagine that love really has the power to change everything. No matter what has happened in our past, when we open our hearts to love, we can live as if born again, not forgetting the past, but seeing it in a new way, letting it live inside us in a new way. We go forward with the fresh insight that the past can no longer hurt us. She says, contrary to what we have been taught to think, Unnecessary and unchosen suffering wounds us, but need not scar us for life. It does not mark us. That's like honey to our soul, isn't it? I just love that. I don't know where you are in this season of your life, but I hope that feels like a warm blanket around your heart and soothes your soul. And I hope you feel loved this very day. I'm not a therapist. I just speak from my own experience. I share what's on my heart with a strong passion to make a difference in the world, to make a difference in your life. I certainly don't have it all figured out. I'm a work in progress, just like you. I'm growing and learning and coming from a place of really wanting to be a source of encouragement with curiosity. And now, at this season of my life, I've experienced a lot of different types of love, as I've shared in my earlier episodes. I'm an empty nester and mother of 4 wonderful children. That love between a mother and child is so deep. I really understand that love. I've been married for 32 years. I've experienced, the new love, young love, the mature love, enduring love. And we've had difficult times. My own heart has been broken at times. I've experienced other fractured relationships. So I've done my own deep work and learned and continue to learn how to rebuild my life with love. And that's my goal. And that's my goal for all of you. In closing, I will put all of the references I've made regarding the books, the people to follow on Instagram, and the sources for this episode in the show notes. So be sure to take a look at that. And I will be putting out a Hello Redlow newsletter, so please be sure to click on the link and subscribe. I'm really excited about that. I love to write, so that will be included, as well as other updates regarding Hello Redlow and other inspiring thoughts and quotes. And thank you again for being here. God bless until we meet again.